Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I've pulled for you the Seven of Pentacles on this full blood moon in Virgo. It's a total lunar eclipse occurring today, or no, tomorrow, or Thursday, Friday, depending on where you are in the world. It's hard for me to remember the day of the week. The Seven of Pentacles is describing your control over a situation, your ability to put a pause to something that is you've created, that you've built, that you're cultivating. This can be a path. This can be something that you've absolutely invested yourself into, perhaps unconsciously so, not realizing as you were building something that felt very authentic to you, how you were investing your resources, your time. You're now contemplating that, evaluating that, looking at how you are or are not investing your energies appropriately for the end goal. I think you're understanding that you want to gain more. You perhaps are frustrated by the lack of progress or the lack of reward or benefit that you're deriving. And you are interested in changing that without changing the general shape of your activity. So you may be looking at ways to improve the return you get on something without having to work harder. You may be understanding how to delegate responsibilities in a way that frees you up to do the most essential part of the work that you're doing, as in directing others according to your view, your vision of what is possible. I do think that you have you're very aware that you're on to something regarding your authentic expression, something that may be you started tentatively, but you are increasingly gaining the confidence that this is a part of your destiny. This is about your purpose. This is bringing you closer to actualizing the service that is defining you and defining your life. This is a general reading, Cancer, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, please check out the description box below for information. And I'm welcoming all of you that are new, those of you that are familiar with me, for taking time. I appreciate that. In the 10th house, your social identity, the way others see you. The 10 of Wands is you really dropping something that has not been yielding you any benefit for a long time. And this may be part of the evaluation that you're already in the process of making regarding increasing the likelihood of success, of reward, of something you've already begun that feels much more aligned with who you are. This dropping the responsibilities so that you can actually see your way forward, your obligations, some of them false obligations to others, has you tied up, has you burdened down, is too much, and it is critical for you to lighten your load, absolutely. But more importantly, it's important that you divest yourself from the way that others see you or expect you to be or deliver. And this is about changing a habit, a lifelong behavior pattern that has imbued you with a need to respond to the requests of others, whether those requests are reasonable or appropriate for you. The inability to say no or to turn a blind eye is something you are aware you must cultivate. And not because you don't want to help, but because in order to help yourself along a promising path of creation or activity, you must minimize the distractions. And those distractions you're understanding are not about helping you, reciprocating the same attention you give to others back to you. In the first house, the Queen of Wands, this is about your mindset, your perspective. I say watch out for Cancer. This is all about your sexual, magnetic, seductive even energy that is rife with confidence and determination that you know what you want and you're going to get it. That attitude is drawing in the resources, the tools, the connections you need to accomplish it. And this is absolutely one of the gifts I associate with Cancer. My mother was a Cancer, and to watch her reel in, charm in all of the support that she needed was a master class, truly. But it was because of this incredible empathy she exhibited. This is one of your trumps, your compassion for others, your ability to feel what they need, and the appreciation that others feel in response to just feeling heard, being seen, being cared for listening is immeasurable. These are earning you lifelong loyal friends forever, friends that will go to the mat for you. In the fourth house of your home, your foundation, your family, the Queen or the High Priestess. And this really is embodying the energy of this full blood moon. The blood is really about the pink color that is evident in some places as the moon rises. But this is more about the connection to your compassion, your ability to feel deeply people and things, the earth, for instance, the natural world. You're in tune with this. You feel the energy. You feel the spring storms for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. It's also about your heightened intuition, your ability and openness to receiving messages from mostly good places. And because of these heightened skills and abilities you have, the courage to face the darker aspects of who you are and your subconscious mind, your patterning, looking at things that you don't feel proud of or you don't feel good about. Not necessarily all your own actions. Sometimes it's the actions you've allowed others in your presence. The kind of treatment you've allowed others to impose upon you. The lack of fighting back. Sometimes these are part of the patterns that we are facing up to at this time. But the High Priestess is about the goddess energy, and the goddess is strong. The goddess is formidable and is able to understand and assume positive intentions as a possibility, even when you've been hurt. The idea that many of those that hurt you, particularly the people closest to you, didn't do so maliciously. It was done out of ignorance. It was done out of narcissism. It was done out of a lack of regard for your needs rather than malicious intent to hold you back. And this is allowing you to be the person you want to be. You don't want to be bitter, resentful, angry, mean. You want to assume the best in others. And this attitude of forgiving yourself, as you've already probably forgiven others that have harmed you, is allowing you to have this graceful, poised, overarching sense of peace, resolve, and acceptance. In the seventh house of significant others, the rain is just beginning to pour down. The Page of Cups is almost a weather symbol of the sense of emotion that you're allowing into your life. You're particularly responding to loved ones in a way that allows yourself to receive their stories, to listen to them, to simply be a reservoir for their articulation of their needs, their desires, their pain, to assume that in a regard, in an innocent regard that again is emphasizing you not assuming malicious intent, but assuming rather ignorance or self-absorption in a way that allows you to be creative, to turn it around, to find the silver lining, to be joyful, to make something out of the pain for yourself, or to model that for others, so that you're understanding the needs of others as energy, as fuel. You're understanding your own difficult emotions and experiences as fuel for channeling them into a better, more creative and abundant experience of the world. If this reading is resonating with you, Cancer, please like this video. Please share this with others if you are so moved. And please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the humor card. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. My mother must be looking down upon me or around me, because as a Cancer, she was the funniest person I knew. And I still laugh at the things that she said 20 years later. So this understated, witty, dry humor was just had me and my sisters rolling on the floor. This is something that I feel is an experience, that a quality or skill that you have. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. This is such a beautiful quality. One who is privy to so much of the experience, the pain, the emotions of others, and a lot of times that is uh, uh, um, tending to the pain and suffering of others. There's a way that humor can help you laugh to keep you from crying. What's that expression? Laughing to keep from crying. I love that expression. It's a beautiful coping mechanism. We know that laughter heals. And even if it is a replacement, it is so much healthier way of acknowledging pain and making it into a pleasurable, joyful, healing moment. I'm going to clarify the Queen of Wands in the first house with the Seven of Swords. You have received a lot of resistance from intimates, particularly family members. Something about the way you communicate, the way that you're able to size up a person, see through their words and actions into what's really in their heart, is very dissembling for others, particularly loved ones who represent themselves in a way that is very different from the way in which you actually know them to be. So you are no longer internalizing this way of coping with the resistance that others have put up towards you. You are somehow channeling your communication, particularly with intimates, in a way that is exhibiting this greater sense of faith in yourself, a focus on what you can proactively do to address those goals and desires that you wish to achieve. In the fourth house, the High Priestess is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. And this is about your home, particularly your sense of reflection, your memory, your thematic connection with your ancestors is opening up a portal of practical healing growth for you. There may be even anchoring in a physical home that didn't seem possible in the past. There may be the opportunity to establish a home or some kind of a foundation that is building upon this ancestry that you are connecting with in some way. This can be travel to a place that represents family ties or roots that are important to your sense of stability and security in the world. In the seventh house, the Page of Cups is clarified by the World. There is a way that you have put an end to an old story. And I do believe that the story is one that you are developing now in connection with personal development that you are moving forward, so that you understand the way that you can improve your own character, your own practices, your own skill sets is part of closing out an old story that is no longer relevant to you, that no longer reflects the way you think, your relationships, particularly with intimates, siblings, family, significant others, that you're actually open to a new pathway in that regard. And the pathway you've been on has prepared you for this new view of the world, this new way of being in the world. There's less of a reserve. There's less of a hesitation about participating in the world, stepping forward, being seen, being out in the public, particularly if you're representing an idea or a group, something that you've worked on collectively with others. In the 10th house, the 10 of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Swords, and this is the second ace. So aces are always wonderful augurs of potential. New beginnings, yes, often, but this new beginning in this case is about the truth, about transparency, about clarity, so that the old ways that you're releasing, you're very glib about those. You're very comfortable communicating those truths. You're very clear in articulating what your understanding of those old expectations of the old order. This still feels like it's around intimates, but this can absolutely relate to your professional sphere of activity, your job, your community in some way. But you're not giving lip service to the status quo anymore. In fact, you're comfortable challenging the status quo in whatever way you can and being open to talk about it, to debate it, to discuss it, to find out more information. I'm going to finish up your reading, Cancer, with a crystal oracle and hope that this reading has been insightful for you. And I pulled the Howlite. Is that what it's called? The print is just too darn small for my eyes. The crown chakra is being described by this particular gem, the Howlite. That's what it says. And the key word is meditation. To see more clearly, close your eyes. Thank you so much for this reading, Cancer. If you've enjoyed this content, please check out the content above for more enjoyment. And until next time, Cancer, namaste.